This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.
You're listening to the Pretend You're Fired Today podcast. And now, here's your host, Lisa Rangel.
Welcome and hello. Welcome to the 39th episode of the Pretend You're Fired Today podcast. And I'm Lisa Rangel, host of the Pretend You're Fired Today podcast and founder of Chameleon Resumes. We are an executive resume writing, LinkedIn profile development, and job search consultancy firm that helps executives and high potential leaders land their next position faster. And on today's podcast, we're going to show you how to promote yourself at work with grace. Most executives and professionals tell me that they are uncomfortable tooting their own horn at work. They don't want to brag. They don't want to have coworkers think they're putting others down by promoting themselves and telling everyone how well they're doing. And I believe that you can promote yourself without bragging. You can promote yourself without putting others down to make you look good. You don't have to be an aggressive attention seeker to get ahead at work. You don't need to. In fact, I believe the less obnoxious you are and the more you stick to the facts, the better. So instead, build positive relationships with everyone you can, both inside, outside your organization. So this way you can be viewed as resourceful. Leverage those relationships. Get ahead by helping others succeed. Improve their perceptions of you. And do the marketing legwork required to stay visible. The personal marketing legwork, which is what we talk about on Pretend You're Fired Today all the time. So this way, when opportunities come along for promotions, or even outside the company, you'll be on radars. You'll be on multiple individual radars. So here's some specific tips for graceful self-promotion. First, take on projects that no one else wants. Ultimately, you want to cultivate a favorable impression with all the right decision makers and users that would benefit from your experience. I mean, from the boss and even from the receptionist to the boss. Be a team player at any level. But by taking on the important work that no one else wants to do, you're taking one for the team. And what could be a better demonstration of selfless commitment to the goals of the organization than taking on the important work that no one else wants to do? People will notice. People will remember that you're willing to make these sacrifices and go the extra mile for the important work within the organization. So these efforts can go a long way in building respect at work. And then you're visible. So you're essentially promoting without promoting by just simply being in this important work job that no one else wants to do. And the more that these unwanted projects, essentially, and by unwanted projects, I mean that they're still important, but people just don't want to do them unwanted. The more you do these projects and they help your company and they help your team in terms of numbers, whether it's profits, whether it's revenues, whether it's expense management, the more you're going to be able to say that you contributed to these results. And by declaring that you contributed or even did these results by taking on these unpopular but needed projects or departments, you're staying visible. You're in the line of sight with these important initiatives. So second, touch base with your manager on a regular basis and stick to the facts of your accomplishments. Now, when I say regular basis, I don't mean daily or often. It just establish ongoing communications with your manager about your projects, about your department, about your accomplishments, and make regular updates, pre-agreed upon updates that you can do via email, weekly, bi-weekly, even monthly. This isn't good just for business. This isn't even just a good business communication tool that you should be doing managing up and you should be doing managing down. This is good for self-promotion in a factual, matter-of-fact, predictable manner. So these updates serve to constantly remind your boss why you're valuable and what you're accomplishing in each time period that you're sending this. Again, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. So you're reminding that person what you bring to the table, the team, the organization, each and every time you send it. Think about any employees you manage, which stand out. Communicate your boss who stands out. Show that you are cultivating people to move upward and you're grooming them and mentoring them. Everyone's busy. So it's important to stay noticed amidst all the noise, right? Stay above the fray. In some cases, there's not even a need for a regular face-to-face meeting or these two-way communications that can take a lot of time, especially if your boss doesn't want that. And you know what? You don't even need a response from your boss. You just need to know that you're sending it. In fact, find ways to update your boss without even requiring a response or review. Think of these communications, typically emails the best form for this, but typically think of these communications like status updates on a social media page, right? People can view a status update on Facebook or LinkedIn. They're updated, but they don't have to reply or comment or offer feedback. So your email with your regular periodic updates and accomplishments and wins are essentially those status updates, but you're doing it via email. And this way you're also being viewed as a low maintenance producer as well, which is always positive. You always want that reputation. So third, know your boss's goals and then help him or her achieve them. You are not in conflict or compartmentalized from your boss. You need to help your boss achieve their goals. Ongoing communications about your goals and your achievements helps to remind your boss that you're committed and valuable. But you can take this a step further by ensuring that your projects and goals are in alignment with your boss's projects and goals. So again, there's no need to overtly seek the spotlight with empty accolades about your boss. Simply evaluate your existing agenda, find ways to support your boss's agenda, ask questions if necessary to make sure you're making these aligned, and then align your manager's goals. And that drastically increases your value in their eyes. You've just promoted yourself without really saying anything about what you're doing. Because you're doing what they do, what they want done. And then when they get ahead, typically if they're good, they're going to remember that you're the one who helped them, and they in turn will help you get ahead. So that's key. So number 4 is to mentor others, help them succeed. Always remember that golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. So if I want to be cultivated, I should cultivate others. Some attitudes will leave bad taste with some people, so to speak. It's like arrogance, self-importance, aloofness. So don't do that. But if you're the captain of your team, if you think that self-promotion is arrogant or self-important or possibly even aloof, you're not going to do it. The key to make a good impression, though, within your sphere of influence is to promote, but in a selfless, factual, matter-of-fact way. And then you need to show everyone else that you support, who works for you, how to do that as well. So if word gets around that you actively take hand in mentoring others, then they will talk about it, and they in turn are helping you or promoting you, and you don't have to say it. So when you're mentoring others, word gets spread that you're doing so, especially when you're doing it well and without an expectation in return. Mentoring is a particularly great way to help others, and it can have a big impact on someone's career and then in turn leave a lasting impression. The 5th option here is to find your own mentor, consultant, or coach. Learning is an ongoing process. This is an investment that has always paid off for me. Even the random, occasional time, very infrequent time that maybe it doesn't work out, I still learn from it, and it made me better to find the next mentor, consultant, or coach. So I never view anything as a bad experience. Everything's a learning experience. But when you're at the top of your game and your field, you need a mentor, consultant, or coach. It could be somebody that you know and doesn't charge you. It could be somebody that you have to pay. But this person will help you to find more objective ways of promoting yourself and then teaching you how to do it. So it helps you improve your reputation, and a third-party experience can help you promote yourself by helping you identify more opportunities for advancement and promotion and which of those projects you should take on. This mentor, coach, or consultant can help you expand your professional network, can give you honest critiques and feedback about how to improve your promotional efforts and how you're being viewed from the outside so you can fix your external reputation, can make suggestions about additional training or skill development that you need in order to get to the next level or remain at the level that you're at. And this is something that we do. You can go to executivejobsecurity.com and you will learn about our coaching services that can help you do this to maintain your career. The 6th option is to consider becoming a thought leader and promote yourself online. So everyone's online for the most part in the corporate world, and you should be too if you're not. The key is to promote yourself on LinkedIn if it's appropriate and relevant to your field and your position, possibly Twitter and Facebook, but definitely LinkedIn. And there's even some other social media channels that may be relevant. If you're in marketing, maybe Pinterest or Instagram if you're in retail. So there's other channels to consider. But at the minimum, I would say LinkedIn. There is a lot of noise online. And the best way to stay at the top of your field and the top of search results is to become a thought leader who has followers, who sees your content as needed to read. Keep your content professional, targeted, useful, curate relevant, valuable content, write your own high quality articles, establish an online presence that extends beyond your organization. People at companies will notice if you have a following, especially if your online efforts help your organization's marketing goals and you're not even in marketing possibly. So that's definitely something to consider. So you also want to brand yourself, keep your materials current, keep your resume, social media profiles. If you have a personal website, keep that current in a professional context, obviously. These are items on your reputation building checklist. This is all part of the Pretend You're Fired Today action list as well. So if your coworkers see that you value yourself and your skills, if they see that you put your value onto your LinkedIn page and promote yourself in a modest but factual way about your impressive achievements, then you're giving a positive impression. But if your LinkedIn page hasn't been looked at in 2 years, it could give an opposite impression that you don't value the impression you give. It could also even leave individuals with the wrong impression about what you do because it's just not updated. So even if you're not actively playing that job search field by looking for other opportunities, an updated brand presence shows your bosses that you're alert, you're on top of your game, you know what's going on in the market. It makes you seem less comfortable. And if you have great skills that they don't want to lose, they're going to take the time to make sure you're happy and do the things that they need to do to retain you. If they think you're comfortable and never leaving, they're not going to do those extra efforts. So having your profile updated, not that you're looking for a job, but just updated, shows that you're of value and they don't want to lose you or get you recruited away. So these are things to consider. These are fundamental techniques that help you stand out without sticking out. This helps you stand out gracefully. So all of these are subtle. And that's the key. And applying yourself, these will increase your chances of getting promotions, landing jobs, getting a raise, and sometimes even in an unsolicited manner, just because you look the part. So the key is to make sure you're ready. Are you comfortable promoting yourself at work with these graceful tactics? Are you able to identify the important, but no one wants to do it, projects or department and volunteer yourself for those roles that will garner you the right attention from maybe promotion giving decision makers? If you answered no to either of these questions, then you're going to want to consider getting qualified accountability to ensure that you manage your career well and hire us for personalized guidance. Go to executivejobsecurity.com, invest in our executive job security program to work with our team of career performance coaches that will help you be proactive in taking these steps to ensure you have continuity in your career. Remember, job security is not found in one really long job. Job security comes from being able to find another job that's equal or better quickly. That's job security. That's employability. So we don't want you to have to do it alone. I still want you to maximize your performance. Go to our career continuity coaching resource that you can find at executivejobsecurity.com. And in past episodes, we talked about the only way to truly protect yourself from job loss is to pretend you're fired today and make a list of activities that you would do to start to find your next job. Doing these proactive activities will keep you in demand when you don't need a job. That's the key element in this Pretend You're Fired Today action list, is to keep your network primed, stay top of mind, and create demands for yourself before you need it. That's the key, because if your job situation changes unexpectedly, you want pent-up demand for what you do, and this way it'll help you land your next position faster. So for the next few episodes of the Pretend You're Fired Today podcast, we're going to continue to go through a list of tactics and activities that you can do now to ensure career employability, career continuity. We want you to remain employable, and this way you are always ready for whatever the world brings your way. So the first item on that list was the resume. We cover that in episodes 1 through 8. The second item on the list was updating your profile, which you can find in episodes 9 through 12. And in the last 24 or so episodes, we've covered a myriad of topics. And some of the topics that we've covered are how to work with recruiters, how to handle that culture fit interview question, And frankly, what I think is even most important is the ABCs of job security. I want you to know what those ABCs are. So you're going to want to revisit those episodes. I'm so proud of you for taking these steps and making yourself marketable when you don't really need it right now. Because most people wait for that unexpected job change to happen, and then bam, they're scrambling and trying to learn all this information while still looking for a job and hoping it happens fast. It's a recipe for disaster. So kudos to you for learning this and doing it now before you need it. This will help you stay employable. My friend saved me with her priceless advice, pretend you're fired today, and helping me make a list of activities to do, and I started doing them. And man, it saved me when I did this. So I am paying it forward with you. I ask you to pay this sentiment forward and share this with as many executives and rising professionals that you know who you feel would benefit from this build it before you need it advice. Doing the preparation suggested in this episode will help you promote yourself with grace to maintain employability. And in the next episode, I will give you more concrete, actionable examples of how successful professionals and executives have promoted themselves at work successfully. So this way, this list today is just the beginning. I'm going to have more doable, specific, easy ways for you to promote yourself without bragging and without putting others down to make you feel better. So you're not going to want to miss the next episode. So, and definitely have your pen and sheet of paper ready to take notes. So in the interim, if you want personalized coaching to ensure continued employability within your career, again, that job search security that you seek, go to executivejobsecurity.com, hire us to help you directly with creating continuous employability in your career. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Be well.
This is the podcastfactory.com.